Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode with myself, Luke, and also Edo. So we're going to jump into the charts in just a second. We want to talk about what happened last night with the Fed rate cuts and what it means for crypto. And the charts that we spoke about last week, it hit right on the money. All the technicals have been, me and Edo, we're looking at this and we can't believe how much has exactly hit these targets that we spoke about. But first of all, how you doing, Edo?
I'm looking excited to be back for another episode, and a lot of good things had happened this week. So it feels great to be back and to discuss about all the passionate discussion that we had in the world of crypto.
Very good. So yeah, yes, last night, I don't know if you kept up to date with the Fed meeting.
We're expecting maybe the market to be a little bit volatile after the Fed cuts, but for me, I feel like things have remained stable. I was expecting things to go parabolic, but I think that maybe I'm just a little bit too impatient on that because I feel like, maybe Ethereum, Bitcoin, they haven't really moved significantly. Maybe I have to wait maybe a few weeks more before I could see any significant move regarding the price of the different assets. But yeah, I don't know if it was only me, but I was expecting something to happen and then I haven't seen it.
When you say expecting something to happen, do you mean positive or negative for the
Positive, because since the interest rate is cut, so I was expecting maybe people to go into crypto and to buy more asset. Now that they have they have options in terms of maybe going to other markets where they could have higher returns. So I was expecting maybe people maybe to go into crypto. Also, the fact that we were expecting the altcoin season. Yeah. So I was thinking that maybe this is the time for the altcoin season again to hit even harder. But for me, I think that things have just remained a little bit stable. I was expecting like significant move on the crypto market, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to get into, but I think I've got my theories of why the market has remained stable. But yeah, most of people were kind of expecting this to happen with the rate cuts. Nothing major has happened. But what's interesting is that this is the first time they've done this in 2025 in the presidency of Trump. Last time that this was before he got into power back in December. And yeah, it wasn't too good 2 weeks after. So when they did the rate cut in December, 2 weeks later, Bitcoin dropped 20%.
But that is one thing that came to my mind, and I'm wondering if the market didn't move significantly after this cuts of the interest rate, could it maybe mean that maybe the cycle is over?
Personally, anything's possible. First of all, everything we say is not financial advice, of course. But yeah, you've got to kind of take a step back if you're in crypto. Be objective. Don't just be completely hopium and bullish, because there's always the possibility of the cycle being over. Personally, I don't think so. Yeah, because we haven't had that altcoin season yet, which we're approaching very fast, and we'll very, very soon probably go into it. We'll check out the altcoin charts in just a second. So the main factors, and I mean, Bitcoin has remained stable at this moment in time. Generally speaking as well, if we go to the monthly charts, let's just check. If we go, yeah, Bitcoin's returns. Generally speaking, October is a very, very bullish month. So let's just go over transition. There we go. Yeah, October here is generally in the green. There's only in history, 2 red months since the beginning of Bitcoin's creation. So I expect October, but then again, because everyone's expecting October to be extremely bullish, it doesn't necessarily mean it. So that's why we want to be objective. Okay, if the cycles repeat, then yes, it will most likely happen, but it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, because for me, like this month of September, yeah, overall 8% has been a great month. Obviously, we still have 2 weeks before the end of September, but this month of September has been, yeah, a good month for crypto. So I'm just wondering if maybe October we see maybe a reverse, of course, here, and also given the fact that maybe over the past few weeks, I think that things have remained a little bit stable, even though we are clearly in the altcoin season now. Because if you see the Bitcoin dominance. We can clearly see that we are the altcoin season right now. And I was expecting maybe this Fed cuts to be like a big event to somehow turn the market in one direction, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, if you go back to 2023, we've been in a bullish, a bull season since Bitcoin bottomed out at 15K. And now we're at 117,000. So for 3 years, Bitcoin, what I'm saying is we haven't had the altcoin season yet. Everything's been in Bitcoin. So that phase 1, phase 2, I'm a bit disappointed with Ethereum, which we'll speak about in the next episode. It seems that most are going to other competitors like Solana.
yeah, me too. I was just really like expecting Ethereum to move higher, but somehow it didn't happen. And it could be that Ethereum cycle is completely not in sync with the whole market. Somehow that Ethereum cycle could happen even later.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Because I mean, like, there is something that will happen to Ethereum. I just don't know exactly what, but I feel like Ethereum didn't really move as we expected.
hasn't reached its full potential.
So yeah, it's true. For me, people have been moving to competitors of Ethereum, mainly Solana, because Solana has had a fantastic cycle this year, and yeah, Ethereum has just remained on the sidewalk.
Generally speaking, it does 10 to 15% of Bitcoin's price. So this should be reading 10,000, really. But yeah, it's just lagged behind. And I mean, Ethereum will still do well. It'll probably go to 7,000-8,000. I know your price is probably a bit smaller than that, but just one shout out to BNB. We're touching $1,000 per BNB coin, which is phenomenal, and Solana as well, almost 250. So BNB is crushing it at the moment. Last week it was in 6th or 7th, and now it's reclaimed its 5th. There we go. It's $1,000 per BNB. So yeah, could we be seeing the start of altcoin season right now, because the alts are pumping to this week? It's all green over the chart. So some things are up almost 20%.
Or it could be that maybe we were just expecting maybe the Fed cuts to move the market as soon as we had the announcement.
Yeah.
But could be that maybe we were just a little bit impatient, or personally I was a little bit impatient. Maybe it will happen really gradually over the next few days, because as we are seeing right now in the crypto bubbles, I see that something has happened clearly on the market.
Yeah, so maybe this is the beginning. Who knows? The Federal Reserve last night, followed through with its widely expected decision, cutting rates by 25 basis points. Some were hoping 50, but this was widely expected, the 25 basis points, and this leaves the door open for more cuts for the rest of this year as well.
And at the time of recording, only the market of Asia is clearly open. I guess now the U.S. institutions here in Europe are opening. So maybe also they will follow suit given this news. And we also see later today in the afternoon here in Europe to see what will happen also with the U.S. institutions. But I guess we still have today to figure out in which direction the market will move.
Yeah, so what the Fed decision means for Bitcoin and altcoins, this is probably why you're here, and this is why I'm here. I mean, like it says here, lowering interest rates reduce the yields of fixed income assets, and overall it reduces the cost of borrowing, so it makes risky assets more attractive. So risky assets, altcoins especially, Bitcoin less risky, but altcoins for sure. So people should now be more confident jumping into these risky assets because of this. So the Fed decision was widely anticipated, like we said, so probably likely the reason is not likely, to have a major effect on crypto prices, because that was my theory as well. Everybody was expecting it. So that's probably why we didn't have such huge volatility. But having said that, if we go back to December, we did drop 20% over a 2-week period.
So do you think that maybe this time we could have a reverse course where the market moves 20% up?
Because I mean, anything is possible, but we'll check out what we spoke about last week with the TA. But if we did drop 20%, if we go to the weekly, where would that take us? Just for a bit of fun, should we do 20% down and up, bearish, bullish? Let's just see where it would take us. So if we did drop 20%, I did this yesterday, I think it's like 93K. Yeah, okay, 93, 94,000. which would take us back down to this resistance levels here, which for me, that would be terrible because I don't want to go below 110, maximum 103, 104,000. It could signal the start of bear market.
Yeah, clearly. But something that is also very interesting looking at this chart is that our past prediction, everything hit as you predicted. Last night we were saying that around the 110K, there will be it will bounce off of it, and this is exactly what happened. So it's really interesting to see also this chart as regarding what we thought could happen this week, and then to see that our predictions. Again, we say that it's not to be taken as financial advice, but it was also really interesting to see that the history repeat itself, and what you drew last week, we had exactly the same thing that happened this week.
So let's level up, shall we? Oh yeah, by the way, that was just 20%. If we did go higher, it'd be 139K. Anyway, go to the daily then, and we can talk about exactly what we spoke about last week. I mean, it's really phenomenal. It's not me, by the way, everybody. It's just the technicals. I see the charts, and I'll try and give you my opinion about it. But please do not trade based on my opinion. It's only for educational purposes. We can't stress that enough. And read the disclaimer as well. Please read the disclaimer, because 90% of people lose money in crypto. I did in my first cycle in 2017-18. So yeah, just be careful who you trust. Even ourselves, be careful putting your trust 100% in us. But you have to do your own research. So I can't stress that enough. All right. So last time, what did we talk about? We spoke about the CME gap, which is completely filled now, as we can see here. So this was a bullish CME gap. We spoke about the $110,000 level, and as you can see, we said if we put a trade in at the 110,000 with a 1% stop loss, you wouldn't have got stomped out, because the candle wick came down to 109,439, and the stop loss was at 108,839. So if you had taken this trade, this was a 11-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and you are currently up. If anybody took this, you are currently up 6.6%. So you're halfway there with the target of 122K.
And then, like you see, today we also have a green candle that is also still forming as well. So do you expect the market to go up or down?
It all depends on human emotion, sentiment, especially after the Federal Reserve announcement. I never trade the day before a big announcement, on the day, and the day after, because you have to expect large amount of volatility. It might not happen. Everybody was expecting it. So that's why the markets at the moment, if we go over to CoinMarketCap, it's neutral. So people are, it's like they're hesitating to get in at the moment, because they're probably waiting to see what happens with the market. So yeah, we could see a very boring last 2 weeks of Bitcoin just going sideways. That's possible. Hopefully we don't have that 20% pullback like we did last time. Worst case scenario, we come back down and retest the 110,000, and then this trade was not valid anymore. We'll have to look at the new TA. However, if we do continue with this, then the target is all the way up here from our trend, this falling wedge pattern, and usually go to the top of the wedge. So it'll be 122, which is also in relation to our risk. Another pattern, I've forgotten the pattern, but anyway, the target is here all the way up at 122, 123,000. So what you're saying is we need to, if we go to the weekly time frame, it'll be a bit better. There we go. We can clearly see we've got this huge level of resistance. So just here, let me just turn this into blue so we can see it. Oh no, it's not good. Green. There we go. So we've got this level of resistance that we're hitting right now. We can clearly see it here. Maybe I can even put a line in there. There we go. So we need to break above this level of resistance. I'll just change this to red. Where is it? Red. That's the text. This is the line. There we go. So yeah, right now on the weekly, we can clearly see we're trying to break through it. So it would be great if by Sunday we break this resistance or get inside this channel of this key resistance here. The volume will be here. So we want to be between 118 to 120,000. If we can get by the end of this week in here, then it sets us up nicely next week to move forward.
But also mentioned to me an M pattern. So in which scenario will it happen?
Yeah, so you probably can see it, but we've got the left part of the M. So let's just get rid of this. There we go. So we can clearly, maybe I just zoom out slightly. There we go. So we've got the first part of the M here. Not the best drawing. Could we be forming another part to it? It's possible. That's why it's important that we break past 120,000 and we start coming towards our old all-time highs, because if we linger around here over the next 2 weeks, we could easily be forming, something like this, and we could go back down lower. If we form this M pattern, it's not great in my opinion, and then that 93k, it could be the start of the bear market, but I don't think so. I think we're going to storm past this, and this is going to be another leg up. If we just zoom out, we can see this is what we spoke about last time. We've got a high here, another one. You can clearly see the trend. We keep going higher since 2023. So we just keep doing another step up, another step up, another step up, another step up. So could this be the beginning of another step up where we do something like this, where we do go up another like 38%? I don't know, that's just me speculating there, but yeah. So it's important that basically, if we look at the monthly candle as well. So first of all, that's the weekly candle. We want to try and get back to our all-time high, but the monthly, it's looking pretty good because we've got this green candle here for the monthly above the red one, and we want to stay above it and finish the month strong. So that, for me, it indicates that we're going to print a nice end to the year with October, November, December. If we drop over the next few weeks parallel to the red candle of August or lower, then it's not looking good. So as long as we stay above that red monthly candle, that's why I like to zoom out as well. Look at the higher time frames, guys. It depends if you're trading on the lower time frames or the high, but having like a long-term view, you want to look at the weekly, the monthly.
Well, clearly we can see that a lot of things could happen in one or the other regarding this chart. But my fear still remains is that we are clearly maybe at the end of this cycle, and even though we could really see that maybe like a big move had to be expected, big volume had to be expected in terms of the volume of buying, but I feel like we could also fear that maybe the cycle could also end in the next few weeks. So it could also, we also need to be careful regarding that. So it's true, we can expect Bitcoin to go higher, but we need not to also forget that it could also signal the end of the market too.
Yeah, so that's why you just have to take a step back. For sure, the market is about to end. Because short term is 3 months. So I think by the end of this year, the market will end, maybe November.
What is short term is weeks.
Short term is days now, because the longer you leave, if you're not in crypto, then the longer you leave it now, it's probably too late to get in. It's not too late with the altcoins. We'll talk about that in the next episode. But for Bitcoin, Ethereum, the big large caps, probably too late for this cycle. If you're trading, it's different because you can trade daily, weekly, whatever. Bitcoin will always continue to go up and down. But yeah, thinking of now, I can't really call it long term, because if the bear market is coming in within the next 3 months, that's not long term. So my price target would be, just my opinion, I think we could go anywhere between 140 to 150,000, and we're going to top out there. Some people are expecting 200k, which would line us up with the Fibonacci the Fibonacci retracement if we drop down If we did dump, then we've got these golden pocket. It likes to go in within these 3 different zones, but if I'm looking at the bullish section, if we go from the top to the bear market bottom, it's pointing at 190,000, the 1.618 level. So this blue zone, I don't think we'll go up to this level. There's a lot of people expecting 200, 300,000, but it happens every cycle. People expect a large figure and it doesn't quite make it, and everyone most of the time are surprised. So I don't like predictions, but yeah, that's why I've always said last year I'd be getting out of the market between 120 to 150k. We got past 120k. So now for me, it's more of the altcoins that are going to dominate. But having said that, Bitcoin dominance is still pretty high. We're struggling here to break lower. When this breaks lower, this is going to come soaring down, and these altcoins, which are pumping today, are going to pump even more. I'm talking about like 50 to 100% each day for a few weeks.
Well, I think that that makes it a nice transition for our next episode. Yeah, we talk about the altcoins.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today, guys and girls. So just make sure. I don't think I actually showed this on the transition, but yeah, as I was just saying to everybody, just towards the end, the 190k would be the level for the 1.618 level, and if we break lower, then yeah, we've got the golden pocket down here where we could come down to. We said 93k worst case scenario, but I still think we've got another leg up where we go to 150. Who knows? If we see a $200,000 Bitcoin at the end of this year, it'll be phenomenal especially for the altcoins, because then this dominance is going to come straight down. We'll talk about that in the next episode, and the altcoins are going to continue to soar. So a lot of interesting things. It's exciting to be in crypto. A lot of good things to look forward to. Bitcoin, if you're trading, if you're investing in altcoins, NFTs, whatever, it's really good fun. Just be safe. Don't put more money than what you can lose, and yeah, just be safe out there and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, because you're gonna surely enjoy it, because a lot of good things are going to happen, but just be careful regarding what you are doing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. So let us know in the comments section what you think, where you think Bitcoin's going. Let's say now relatively, yeah, it's not long to short term. If you want long term, we're talking about the next bear market now, and which altcoins you would like us to talk about in the next few episodes. Join us in the next episode. We're going to get stuck into the altcoins, talk about the top 10, top 20, Sui as well. I know there's a bit of hype, not just with Sui, but other coins that we're going to jump into, especially as the altcoin season really kicks in. It's going to be very fast, volatile, but it's going to be good fun. So stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, guys and girls, for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.